Wanna know I'm full of self-doubt, and to be honest, it has never brought me down. No, 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 no. I'm really glad I'm not walking around believing my inflated ape brain figured it out. And suddenly you realize that everything you'd ever told yourself were lies. And believe me, I can sympathize, 'cause everything I ever thought I was made me cry. Like and I'm really glad I don't take part in your big search for who you are. And I don't care that I sound arrogant, but knowing who you are is just for amateurs. And suddenly you realize, yeah, that everything you ever told yourself were lies. And believe me, I can sympathize. Oh, still everything you ever thought you were made me cry. To be honest, it made me wanna die inside. And I'm sure I did, but just a little bit. And suddenly you realize that everything you'd ever told yourself were lies. And believe me, I can sympathize, 'cause everything I ever thought I was made me cry. Yeah, and suddenly you realize that everything you'd ever told yourself were lies. And believe me, I can sympathize. Still everything you ever thought you were made me cry.
Hey everybody, welcome. Smash that like button for me here, Curl Connections. If you want to join the panel, come on up. Hey Liz, Mosby, Vanessa, Ariel Aruda, CM Cakes, Susie, Ghostbird, Naps, KT, Natsuki, Jane Doe, Greeny Bluish. Hi there, lots of stuff for you. Lori K, Ivana, Katrina, Vanessa, Jacqueline, Bunny Zombie, Martianess, Nolabu, Purple Lilacs, Fun Woods. Welcome. Haven't seen you in a while. Power has been off for 2 hours. That really sucks. Apostrophe. Hi there. How you doing? Welcome. Thank you for joining me. If you want to come up, come on up. Hey, just a sub. Stephen Harper, Tiffany. Welcome everybody. So if you don't know, Sam's Bar Lounge released a short where they are getting privacy complaints. So those can lead into or turn into community guideline strikes. So you got to be wary with those and fix whatever the problem concerning privacy is, or you could just leave it alone and hope that YouTube, after looking at your stuff, doesn't find anything against the community guidelines. But there's a lot of trigger warnings on whatever was released. So for me, to be honest with you, I think there's going to be a community guidelines strike coming through if they leave the stuff up, to be honest. Hi there, Awat. Hi there, Carbella. I don't know who's doing these community guideline complaints, but I can kind of tell you who would know how to do that. How you doing, Harley Mom? Hey, Janine. Hey, Black Summer. So if you want to talk about this, let's talk about it right here, right now. Join the panel. Also, it seems Foodie Beauty got it in last night, but more so super early this morning in her latest live stream, an hour and 21 minutes. Mahaba. She explains how there was foreplay. The 22-year-old was so large with his eggplant, or should I say his big Turk, and that he is a refugee of all things. I'm like, very eerie similarities when it comes to all these guys. Not only is Turkish, not only is he large, and large as in tall as well, muscular, 22, and a refugee. But remember, she did also get a, what was it, a marriage proposal from the other guy in Turkey after talking for a few days. Furthermore, he doesn't know English, the 22-year-old here that she saw a couple hours ago, and he had to go to work for 9 a.m., so only slept for a couple hours. So they do Google Translate when speaking with each other. Hi there, Nerdy Chef. Hey there, Alice. Amy Judy. Yankee Doodle Dandy. What's up? Kin and Jay, how are you doing? Join the panel if you want to. Let me put another link up. So, what do you guys think about these privacy complaints? Not a lot of people have an understanding of them, but I guess I should explain it a little bit. Hey, how's Hannibal? Hey, Steffi640, Coco's person, Ivana Madden. She also apologized in advance for what's coming out on the videos. I wonder if she trash talked her VIBs. Probably did. Can you imagine that? She's apologizing in advance because she knows, and that's why she. I think it's Foodie Beauty, to be honest. I'm just gonna say it, putting out these privacy complaints, trying to shut Sam's Bar Lounge up before the videos come out. Yeah, I think so, Flordea. I think Foodie is behind these privacy complaints. Well, guess what, Foodie Beauty? If you want to do it like that, then other people can do it to you. Hey, Trainwreck Lover, good morning. Kidney J, what's up?
Hello, good morning, everyone.
Morning.
So I'm just going to stay
Good
probably for a
morning.
bit. Good morning, Curl Connections.
How are you guys?
I'm good. So,
Good.
Kidney J, yeah, what were we gonna say? You're gonna stay for a little bit. What did you want to talk about specifically?
Well, I do want to agree with you. I do think it would be Foodie Beauty putting in the privacy complaints. If you guys remember the whole Austin Beezer situation, it was the same type of thing. Correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't he putting in privacy complaints for people who reacted?
Yeah,
I think it
yeah,
was
he was.
MCM, right?
Yeah, he was doing it to MCM. He was doing it to Kaya Simons and other people. Anybody that reacted to him, he'd put in a privacy complaints.
So it's basically because it's their face on the video. Is that right? Or
Yeah,
their
yeah. A,
likeness?
a privacy complaint could be anything like their name being said, your face in the video, etc.,
Okay.
etc., etc. So it could be a combination, or even your name by way of words in the video. So based on how disturbing Sam's Bar Lounge videos are, they are gonna move to a community guideline strike. I'm just gonna be honest, even though I don't want it to. YouTube sees something like that that is very vulgar, violent, very suggestive and dark, they are gonna remove the video and issue a community strike, if not take the whole channel down. And once again, I'm not trying to have this happen. I'm just being very real with people to say that that's what YouTube does. They'll just look at something very unbiased. They don't know what the circumstances behind the videos are, and that the videos are actually helping get the word out that there is a predator in the community. They just see something. Some guy is talking about people's private parts and slapping another person around, and then they're just going to remove the video.
Yeah, as it should be. Or it could be how often YouTube is sometimes and doesn't remove what they should be removing, right? And let it, like, it could go either way, I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah.
You never know with YouTube. And then I just wanted to ask about the 22-year-old. Was this the 22-year-old from a few weeks ago or last week? I don't know. There's so many names.
Is it Uzi again? I don't think so. I think
Yeah.
it's another guy because I haven't actually. I try and keep up with her as best as possible. I was just watching a little bit of it, and then she was just mentioning some 22-year-old came over. I think this is a new one, unless somebody CM Cakes. Do you know? Like, did you watch the whole entire live stream, Mahaba? Hey
I,
GK. Hey Trash Panda.
I think this is the one that she just made out with on the couch.
Yeah, I
Um,
think so too.
right? And then because she was saying she has to get the phone to do Google Translate. Do you know how
Hmm.
horrible Google Translate is? Like, could you imagine doing sexy talk through Google Translates? How robotic it would sound on the other end?
Okay, yeah. CM
Like,
Cake says Uzi got aced, so it's not Uzi, it's another young guy because he asked for money. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was confused about. I'm like, didn't Uzi ask for like $750? Was that
But
the
did
other guy?
but didn't
Mm.
she insinuate this guy was kind of like trying to he didn't she didn't say he was asking for money, but she kind of insinuated that he wanted money.
You know what? She's doing the setup because once again, she has to reveal that he's a refugee. When you're in that position, you don't exactly live like a high flying lifestyle, right? So I'm sure she's setting up for this guy, just like Uzi, to do something she doesn't like, and then she's gonna get rid of him. Hey, Jackie. Hey, Hassan Bo. So there's so much to this. It's all just bullshit. She's just gonna introduce a guy. For some reason, he's gonna be perfect, and then maybe a week later, he's asking for money, or he said something wrong, or she doesn't like what he says, or he has dick cheese. It always has to be something.
Why did she sleep with these guys so fast?
I don't know. I'm just glad dick cheese is her new boundary.
I know why she sleeps with him so fast, because that's a lot of money she's paying for him. Might as well get, bang for your buck. That's
True.
why. Because this guy is the one she gave $700 to. And if you notice, this is the guy that pops up on payday. So this is her new payday arc where she brings him in because she's paying him. Because last time he was over was right
Oh.
after payday. Yep. Look it up. You'll see. I'm telling you, this is her new payday arc.
Wow.
Isn't that
That's
sad though?
That makes
desperate.
sense.
Yeah, it is. It makes sense and it's absolutely true. And she's paying him. And, that's sad. At 38 years old, paying for 22-year-old D. First off, you can't even talk to the man. Like, he doesn't speak English. So you're doing Google Translates. Like, obviously, it's really sad and pathetic.
It's desperate and pathetic too.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. But that's the life she wants, and that's the life she gets.
I couldn't imagine paying for a date. Come on now. That's crazy. Is she going on websites to find men just to sleep with? Oh, Monty, I wanted to ask you, what did you think of her community post?
Oh, which one?
The one about the police.
Ah, man. It's either like she intentionally didn't give them enough information to work with, or maybe they just didn't show up. As in, she's just acting as if they showed up. And people are
Well,
like, but no, Pete said on his live stream that they were there. But Pete has been known to lie before. Point in hand was the October Toronto trip when he said that they left already, but they didn't leave. Then he said, "Oh, I was just lying to because people knew what their hotel room number was." So Pete's does lie, and if he lied, then he can lie again. And also, speaking of Pete's, I really need to drag that dude because what is he talking about black women and high testosterone levels? Did you guys peep that from his last stream?
I saw that. Like,
I was
what?
like, yo, I need to drag you, bro. Like, you are insinuating, because in a roundabout way, when he says that black women have high testosterone levels, in a roundabout way, you are saying that black women are more masculine. That's exactly what he's saying.
Okay, Pete's. Yeah, Ramona. Okay.
And he does it with such a face as if he just knows what he's talking about. Yeah, yeah, Pete's is
So,
gross.
like, wait a minute. I have high testosterone levels, but I had two babies. Okay. I guess. Okay, Pete. Wherever you getting your information from, bro.
Right? Yeah, like, and he's saying that, oh yeah, more black women were removed from competition because of their high testosterone levels. Yeah, yeah, Pete's is a putz.
He really is. He really is. I don't even know what to say about Pete's. Like, that's just crazy. Stay off Twitter, Pete's. That's all I got to say. Stay off Twitter.
Pretty much, pretty much. So I don't know if Sam's Bar Lounge has a backup plan because maybe we could do a vote. Do you think the channel's gonna be removed? Because remember everybody, YouTube is a family oriented channel. Like all the adult stuff, at any point, any adult content could be removed depending on the reviewer that YouTube has parsing your content. So, like I've said before in the past, there's many times where I could swear that one of my videos or live streams is either going to be removed or limited or unmonetizable. Then all of a sudden it goes green. And then things that I don't say anything or I'm being very educational. Point example, when I was defending Gary, when Chantel was saying, "Oh, people from West Virginia are inbred," and I was making a very educational point. All of a sudden, my video goes yellow and stays yellow. So I was like, "Okay, this is educational. I'm just gonna put that in." Like, hey, I was making a point of you cannot say that people from West Virginia are inbred just because West Virginia is part of the South, and it stayed yellow. And I was like, WTF, why is my educational video yellow when I'm just, spitting off facts and, defending something with merit? It's like, it's really weird on YouTube.
Yeah, it's hit or miss with it.
It is.
But so I'm just thinking if it doesn't get removed, like their end game obviously is to get monetized, I would assume. But when they get monetized, YouTube would look at like a review, right? So wouldn't that automatically disqualify them just by the content alone?
Yeah, it would unless they then remove the videos and maybe put it on another channel and just keep the subs. Because people, typically what I've noticed in this community, a lot of dormant channels that were active before in the foodie verse or the Chantel verse, the girl verse, the ALR verse, they typically keep their subs. For some reason, people don't remove themselves from that channel, unlike other spaces. Hey, YTR. Hey, Freak in the Sheets.
Oh, so Mrs. Fields, you're getting a lot of yellow coins on your videos? I wonder
Yeah,
why.
lately, even my videos as well, I'm getting a lot of yellows, and I got to be very picky in which ones I put in for, um, so quote unquote, review. But I really don't think human eyes are going on them. I think it's bots parsing it more carefully.
Oh, so it must be Mrs. Fields does mostly Chantel stuff, right?
Yeah, I think the Chantel stuff is really getting to the point where you're being yellowed out.
Okay. See, I haven't done Chantel video.
So
Yep.
that's why, yeah, you got to be
Yeah.
careful.
But the
Oh,
crazy part is I did a Nader video that was green. And I'm just like, what?
what was it? Maybe about his cooking? Like if you do it
No, it
where it
wasn't
looks
about his
cooking,
cooking.
yeah.
It
Okay.
was about some of the stuff that's been happening lately.
Well,
And it was green. And I was just like, okay. But then when I do a video that has no cursing in it or nothing in it that should make it yellow, it ends up being yellow. I don't
yeah,
get it.
it's hit or miss,
YouTube needs some more human bodies behind it than bots.
but humans cost money.
Yeah, that's true.
Monty, I want to know what you thought of the community post about the sex tourism.
Oh yeah, well, it clearly looks. That guy looks like he looks Jamaican. You were thinking that, weren't you? I know
I
you were.
I
That's
wanted
why you're
to.
asking me.
Well, you could easily Photoshop Jamaican auntie's face on one of those women for sure,
Right? They
right?
already look like her aunties, not.
Like, I think auntie may have already,
Experienced the
yeah,
life.
and
Yes,
maybe shared some of that experience with Chantel. Like, it's
guaranteed.
yeah, it's not.
Auntie Phyllis has been dipping her toes in the sex tourism. Nah, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. All right, we got Dre in the back. Dre, I'm gonna add you right now. Hey, Dre,
Hello.
Hey,
what's up?
Dre.
Good morning, Dre.
Hello.
Was it, I was gonna say something to Curl's point. The most reason probably why Nader was green is because see with Sean, I know at least with Amber and with other their content specific content creators because like back in like the drama community and stuff like that, say like Jeffrey and all that. If people make a lot of videos about a specific content creator, YouTube has been known in the past to be very biased. Yes, toward certain creators, if that makes any sense. So, say like if you talk about Chantal, right? There's a possibility that it will go yellow, be just off the fact that YouTube knows that you're talking about Chantal, and a lot of people talk about Chantal, right? But with Nader, because since he's a new, who kind of like he you know what I'm saying, he's a new player, and of course YouTube really hasn't caught on to the fact that people talk about Nader. That's probably why if you talk about Nader, it stays green. Because I remember Gary was saying like he was surprised at the fact that when he was talking about Nader, it was staying green, and I'm like, well, that's probably because since Nader's not really talked about like that, then that's probably why you're staying monetized, or why specifically videos about Nader stays monetized, because it's not like he's talked about like how other people are talked about.
I see.
Mm-hmm. Because YouTube, like I said, YouTube is very biased. Like, is Susan still behind it?
Yeah, she's still the
Oh yeah,
CEO.
Susan. Look, Susan has been known to show her bias in the past, especially like it was like back in the past, like when I used to be in the drama community. Oh God, she was so biased to certain people like James Charles and Jeffree Star. Susan Sawor, what's her name? Susan Saworsky, Wazowski, not Wazowski. That's
Susan W, I think.
I can't say her name, but yeah, no,
Yeah,
she's
yeah,
biased.
well, yeah. Susan W. Let's just say that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Susan is biased, so don't be surprised.
All right. We see Farida. I see you in the back. If you want to turn off your cam, go ahead. Lisa B, haven't seen you around in a while. Do you know that DLF has pointed you out as the quote unquote trigger granny for his attack?
Not the trigger granny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's the one pulling the trigger, quote unquote, it was just really fun. Okay, I need to stop.
Granny Poppy. Lisa
Yes.
B, we stand you.
I love how people love using granny as like a quote unquote insult. Like, why do people think calling someone granny is like an insult?
I don't know, but it's like Foodie Beauty always tries to age shame people.
Mm-mm.
So she thinks it as an insult, but like if she looks at her statistics, there's a lot of people who are older that do watch her for whatever
Mhm.
reason. So yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
her demo is female, older-ish women, like middle-aged
Yeah.
older women.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. So she keeps hurling all these insults at people. And one, she's gonna get older. Hopefully, she hopes she can get older and into her old age. But based on her health problems, that might not be the case.
Like, I mean, I know for my demographic, like nobody under the age of 20, was it of 28, it even watches me. So that's why I'm just like, girl, why you calling people grannies? So I'm just saying.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Hey,
I'm like,
Farida.
I need to drink my coffee. I was like, before anything, I need that coffee. I can't talk to anybody in the morning unless I have my cup of coffee. I have a question about the because I really can't follow her unless it's through reaction channels. Does you guys mentioned she paid 700, which I heard that was she actually admitted that? I'm assuming because
She said he asked her for 700, and then that was the end of their interaction. That was Uzi.
who is Uzi from Turkey or who's Uzi?
Yeah, I think Uzi is Turkish, yes, but there's another Turkish guy, then another Turkish guy. So
Oh,
there's a Turkish guy in Turkey that proposed to her. Then there's another Turkish 22-year-old guy that comes over. He came over the first time and wrapped his arms around her. Then a couple hours ago, he was over again, did some foreplay. They did the deed. He was really large. She has to tell us that,
oh,
really large.
God.
All of them have big dicks.
Yes,
Like,
With
and
lube on
he's a
the table.
refugee. Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
you know what? I did watch, like I said, through the reaction channels. I love the ones where it just clipped really quick. I think is it Queen of WTF? Just the quick.
Yeah.
Her streams are long, and I remember just what really makes me mad watching her is in the beginning when these videos came out, Sam's Bar Lounge and Jessica and all that. She was like saying how, oh, Jessica's a hero, blah blah, and then as soon as somebody mentioned, I guess I saw somebody saying that Jessica in the chat, in Sam's chat, said that, or Jennifer, I'm sorry, is it Jennifer? I'm saying Jennifer, that there's some things that are going to come out to implicate her. So I guess she got wind of that, and now she's attacking her. So it's like, oh, you were happy before, and now you're, now all of a sudden, I think there's a lot of things she's probably scared of that are going to come out, pretty soon. So now she's all attacking. She was on there last night saying, oh, these videos should be taken down. And, a lot of people in the comments did not believe her. They just thought it was all acting, like she was just how she was triggered. But I do think that something is going to come out with her looking bad regarding this.
But see, but this is my thing though, as far as her saying that the video shouldn't be taken down. Okay. If the videos are quote unquote should be taken down, then why are you using these videos as reference in order to be able to go to the police? Because if the videos should be taken down, then should you be using them as reference in order to go to the police? Because if you remember, there was one part where she was I think it was when they were still doing audio clips, and she was writing down the different timestamps of the was it the one video where Dee Dee was talking about that Nader wanted her to take advantage of was it a foodie while was it while she was in a drunken state. So I'm like, if they should be taken down, then this is literally your only quote unquote evidence that you have in order to be able to go to the police. So if that's the case, then you shouldn't be able to use them to go to the police. I'm just saying, if that's the case. But
So what was, yeah, I agree to that. And what was interesting to me is so she's attacking these people. I get it. I do agree to that. Wow, you were holding on to this and you didn't right away send this to the authorities. I mean, anybody that heard this, some people, I read comments mainly, and people obviously are shaken up, and just to hear somebody beg for their father, I mean, that just it doesn't matter what you think of Dee Dee, it just makes you, sad. But she's talking about oh, they should have sent this to the authorities and blah blah blah, and these people are attacking them. Well, then she goes on to say that this man, referring to Nader, that he said that if it, to her, that he told her, I guess, that something about her name, Delphine, that she would have been dead or something if like it was just basically conversations between her and him at the time when she was with him. And I'm thinking, well, you already knew how violent he was. You already knew this stuff about him. You didn't do anything about it. Even when you had a fallout with him and you went to the cops. I don't know if you guys remember when she said that allegedly she spoke to his his past. She found out that there are other ladies that she did research or something like that. They came forward to her and they told her what he did to them. And I don't know if you remember that. And then
Yeah, I remember that.
you still went back, excuse me, even after he told you what he did to these people. That alone would just make you sick. But you're attacking these people that are that for putting out the video, but you also knew about these other instances. Yet even like everybody says, obviously, even just a couple of weeks ago, she wanted him to come to the hotel. I mean, this is like everybody predicted, and Monty and everybody, it's over when he says it's over. It's not, now you're not all, don't act all high and mighty like, oh, I didn't want him anymore. No, it's because he just, that's it. He found another sugar mama, that he has money and he doesn't need you. That's the only reason you're not going back. And every time she goes back, she always throws this oh, victim, I'm a victim, the statistics. You don't really forgive me, I know I don't know. I try to educate myself about DV victims, and but her as a victim, she's not acting like one. The way she's, like I had mentioned before one time on the panel, she's financially independent. She doesn't have kids with him. She's not tied to him. You know what I mean?
I absolutely agree. That's what I said before. She's not acting like a SA victim or a DV victim. Like, she's basically being a hoe with all these men. Like every night it's a new man. Every night it's a new man in her bed, and she's describing all these different sex. Like, okay, when do victims act like that? I just don't understand.
Look, honestly, like I said, I couldn't tell you because I've never been through nothing like that. All I know is I'm just like, girl, just it's like, girl, like, I mean, like, what's it? So I'm like, girl, I cannot with her, you know what I'm saying? And then it's just like, even if, and let's just say if the quote unquote community post was real, right? That the one you were talking about earlier, Carl, right? Where
Mhm.
she said that the police basically couldn't do nothing. Like Hannibal said last night, if she would have kept the charges, then maybe she would actually have something. But
Exactly.
now, because she dropped the charges, she ain't got shit. And there's nothing that she can do about it. All she can do now, like I said, and now the ball is in Nader and Dee Dee's court, and there's nothing she can do. There's no, just I can't. And
And by the way, just Nader, I'm so sorry. Just one thing I just remembered that would, oh God, infuriated me. Oh my God, when he would say, I'm I'm not white, something, I'm Arabic, which, I mean, as me as an Arab, obviously I was just, you just get offended because anybody
Yeah.
that does something and represents, like that, you would be upset, right, if like somebody's representing your culture or something. It just made me angry, like, wait, what? What, when he's saying, I'm not a white, Arab, I'm an Arabic bitch or something like that, or he was saying, trying to say that that's a different type of way that he behaves or something. And I'm like, speak for yourself, please. Get that out of, because there's a lot of Egyptians and Arabs in general, and nobody acts like this. I'm sorry, men are supposed to be respecting women. You are a coward, because he talks about how he's, people that talk this much, they are cowards, because I'm sure he's like, I do believe he cried as soon as the police came and everything. I'm sure he's shaking in his boots, and and I
Absolutely.
believe karma's coming. I do believe, I wholeheartedly believe this. And just, to me in general, I get so sad for DV victims in general. Because you just think about people that are in that position, and monsters like him that are out there. And you just pray to God that he gets his day in court, and his punishment. Because even though Didi, you of course you get angry, like, why are you still standing by him? What is it, his cooking? I mean, what is it that's so appealing? It's like, it makes me sad for these women that don't have, I've had friends, obviously, that I see why they go back to a man, because there's not a lot of, their self-esteem. And I always want to shake them and say, like, you are enough. You are good enough. You don't need, to all these women out there that are there, that they think they can't get anybody better, because a stupid abuser is telling them that and making them feel like they can't leave. You are enough. You don't need anybody to you don't need abuse. You don't deserve it. Nobody, even Didi and Chantel, doesn't matter. Even though we sometimes, obviously she does ridiculous things and we're angry with her, nobody deserves it. Nobody. If somebody's, as soon as they lay a hand on you, get out. Nobody deserves any form of abuse, whether it be verbal or physical or anything like that. You need to value yourself, your life. It's a short life that we live, and why spend it with somebody like this? I'd rather live out in the streets than live with somebody that's, but I know, obviously, I'm not saying, I'm not saying these women, oh, just leave, it's easy. I'm not saying that. It just hurts when you see how, you read more about it, and how these people are brainwashed, and because they have kids with the abuser, or whether it's they're financially dependent on him. It makes you so sad. But I also know a lot of them, they're so, how they're broken down to feel like they're not good enough. That's what hurts the most to me. Like, they think they're and they are. Anybody is. Even Didi and Chantel, you don't need these monsters.
I absolutely agree with you. Like, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. And it doesn't get better, it only gets worse. And it's a sad situation. I've never been a DV victim. I've been an SA victim, and I know, being an SA victim, at the time, I didn't want to be touched by no man at all. And the way Chantel is acting, it's not, I don't know if it's because she needs to seek some type of psychiatric help or what, but she's really not acting as if she's really a victim. Like, she was in her car acting as if she's finna do something with the police. Then all of a sudden, someone's coming to her house. Then, oh, put up this like half-ass community post as if she's angry. Like, you the one started this. Why didn't you finish it?
See, that's the thing. I think because Chantel, I do believe she was, um, to some extent, I do believe she was, abused by him and everything. I just
Right.
think that she does not, she uses weed to, obviously, she's always high. She would get so high to numb her emotions all the time. And then he obviously, what he would abuse her, right? And then after that, he would come back and, probably tell her these, remember how she was saying, like, oh, he never made me feel like I'm overweight and things like that. And he made her feel amazing. And then that's
Love
obviously his
bombed
tactic.
her.
Exactly. Thank you. Yeah, love bombed her. And man, I learned a lot of these new, things I love bombed from being on here. But I think that's what happens is she goes through trauma, and then all of a sudden when he at the time when he would contact her for money, he would probably tell her a few things and need her, and she was wanted, she was needed, and she did like that part of it, even though it came with other things she hated. You know how she would say she'd have anxiety when he was like walking back and forth and manic and crazy and whatever, but she loved that part of it where he was just made her feel like like she would say in the beginning when she was with him, how, oh, he tried to pull me up and carry me or something like that, or whatever. She craved that, and she still craves that, and that's why she goes constantly to these other men that don't even speak English, just because she's constantly looking for that validation and looking for that love that she really wants. And unfortunately, obviously, with what's his name, with Nader, it's there's other things that come with it. It's not real love, of course, we all know that.
Well, for the person that said they disagreed, that she's I don't know how to say it. I'm like tongue tied right now. She is a DV victim. Like I said, I never said she wasn't a DV victim. I said I don't know anything as far as being a DV victim because I've never been in that position. I was just speaking on as far as an SA victim. Um, I wish my husband would raise his hand or raise his voice to me. He'll have a black eye himself, and we wouldn't be married. And that's on everything. But I do believe that he did do some things to her. He absolutely did. If he's if he's on tape doing the things that he did to Dee Dee, I know he did that to her, and he's did it to any other woman he's been with before Chantel,
Right.
because that's just the type of man he is. That's just in his nature. He's a coward. He won't stand up to a man, but he'll strike a woman.
Exactly. And I think, was it Goodbye Kyle? I just read her thing where it says he wants power over women 100%. That's the only probably he has is, oh, he acts all, he feels superior and powerful when he does that. So I agree. Um he's a sick man. I mean, he just the evil in his eyes, like, just like just watching him just makes you and I don't think anybody that's watched him thought everybody's probably shaken just from that video. It's crazy, just pure evil, pure evil. And then to turn around, and then Dee Dee's like defending him. I couldn't even watch even that to hear, because I would just read like the titles of some of the channels where Dee Dee's defending. I just thought, oh my god, I don't think I could take it. I can't watch hearing her make up like, oh, fake or whatever. How is that fake? I mean, like somebody was saying him being a dom or something. That's not. Even some people, a few in the comments here and there, I would read that saying they're role playing, and I'm like, nobody's crying out for their father and role playing like that. That's just pure, just that's sick. That's not
Right.
playing or whatever it is.
I'm just interrupt, guys. I'm gonna drop off. Thank you for having me, Monty. I have to get ready for treatment and stuff. So
Yeah.
everyone, have a great day.
Have a
ya.
great
Bye,
day, Kidney
kids.
J.
Bye.
Have a great day.
Yeah, and I mean, and there's a clear line between kink and and abuse. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm just a broken record when I say that, and I only say it because it's just like, I mean, don't get me wrong. Look, like I said, and I've even said before. Look, there some things I've dibbled and dabbled in the past. You damn right, there's some things I've dibbled and dabbled with, but it's never been like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's never been like oh, I'm crying for my father or crying out, oh, because I'm scared for my life or anything like that. Like, it's never that. It's not supposed to be that. You know what I'm saying?
You're absolutely right.
Like, it's not supposed to be like, you're not supposed to be threatening people and threatening their life and threatening other people's lives. Like, that's another thing about it. Like, that's how you know. Like, if nothing else, it's like there's at no point should he be threatening other people's lives, and she can't sit here and she can say all she wants. Oh no, this is a BDSM relationship and blah blah blah. No, sweetie, he should not be threatening other people's lives. Other people
At
should not.
all.
There's no point in time should other people come involved in quote unquote your role playing, if you want to call it that. At no point should other people feel threatened by the words of your quote unquote dom. And it's just like, no, like, just I'm like I said, there's a clear line, and they always establish, and that's the thing with the BSM community, they establish that there is a line. Now, yes, as there is a contract, and I'm just like, I'm sorry. Look, now if they got no problem saying it, look, I would love to see this contract that they got, because I would love to know what's in their contract, because I've never known nobody have any of this shit in their contract. I'm just saying.
And she even said, I'm sorry if I don't know if you didn't finish or not. Just
No, you're fine.
she said, thank you. She said even Didi at one point, nobody would be role playing and saying there was like, she said something like, "Oh, you've hit me before we were playing, and now, and this is not, etc." And then she continues on, but she said
Right.
that. How
I
do you
heard that.
role play? How are you role playing? And I mean, come on, any idiot, yes, any idiot would know this is not whatever BDSM or whatever it is. I mean, come on. And then she's saying that stuff. Why would you even say that if you're, oh, you've hit me before and it was it was playful, but this is and then just the evil in his eyes. My God, I would never want, even if I was into that, I would one look at him and I would run out the door. Ugh, sorry.
Right? Exactly.
Right, and he's one of the more ones that enter into the BDSM community, and it's like, and unfortunately, and I hate to say it like this, a lot of times in the BDSM community, it does tend to attract abusers, because
Oh yeah.
they think that they can basically hide behind the word BDSM. They think they can
And
hide.
predators too.
Yes, they
There's
think.
a
True.
lot of predatory behavior in the BDSM community, but not as part of the community. It's like people infiltrating, kind of, in a way.
Hmm.
Right.
Taking advantage of the situation, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Natter's problem is the fact that his ego is hurt
Oh, hey,
by other
Mary.
people. When she was, she had already been drinking, so she was kind of like, she had balls per se, but when she was telling him he was a coward, and telling him about her past dom, that tarnished his ego. His ego was, he was so mad about the fact that she was talking about her past dom, and he feel like he should be on top of, or something like that. I don't know.
Well, yeah. I mean, she was being defiant in his eyes, I'm sure. That's like a bratty sub, kind of.
Who was it? No, but isn't there like technically high business? Now, correct me if I'm wrong. But isn't there technically like a brat thing, like brat
Yeah.
tamer?
Yeah. It's
So,
a, I don't know a lot about, does someone else here know a lot about BDSM? I do know that being a brat there's a type of sub that is a
so,
brat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
so,
could be a daddy dumb little girl, and your little girl, whether she is a small or a middle, or maybe even an older, could have bratty tendencies.
hi everyone.
Hi.
Hi.
Right.
I'm
Hi.
part of the community of the
Yay.
BDSM community. I am a pet brat little, and
I'll
I
see.
have a caregiver, soft dom, and basically, like, there are like
you do have brats, but even the brats have levels. Like there's the submissive brat, so like they'll be kind of bratty, but you could just tell them like, hey, sit down, drink water, eat, and stuff like that, and they won't give you a lot of pushback. And then you have the kind of more like, I wouldn't say aggressive, but more like hard-headed brats. I'm more of a hard-headed brat. Well, you'll have to tell me a couple times, or like we'll have like me and my dom had a discussion first before we even started to play. You always want to sit down and have like a in-depth conversation of, this is what I'm into, this is the type of person I'm looking for, or for the dom, this is the type of submissive I'm looking for, this is the play I'm into, this is all the things that we can and can't do. You also want to have safe words, so you know, let's say hypothetically you're roughhousing around and it's getting a little out of hand. You want to say cucumber. That's my safe word. Like for me and my dom, we have hopscotch. I forgot the other one. And then we have three basically, and the three are kind of like the colors of the stoplights. So green, yellow, red. If I give him like a green, it means we're all good to go. I'm ready to play. If I give him a yellow, it's like, I'm not quite there yet, or I don't know how to feel about this. And so therefore, let's take it slow. And then red is like, I'm triggered. This is not okay. I don't feel safe. I need to stop. So like you want to have those boundaries. There's no like, if they were playing or doing, if he was a true dom, he would be like, he would know the time and place for his sub. Like he would be able to read her and be like, she seems like she's in a playful mood. If she's not, she can give the signal. There will be no play. They can sit down and talk. There should also be aftercare after any hard play session, not only for the sub, but for the dom, because they also need it too, because it's a very high intense situation. So after that, you want to calm down and unwind, because if you don't, you could just keep building and building and building on that energy until you just kind of like, it's kind of like not getting enough sleep, and then you keep pushing yourself until you just eventually pass out. So you want to unwind, talk about the experience, talk about how that session made you feel, especially if you're trying something new. But yeah, the whole situation with him and Dee Dee and Chantal, he's not really a dom. He's more so, I want to say, a narcissist that has found like his prey. Like he's found women that not only have a history of abuse and neglect and all this other stuff, and don't have a self-esteem, but they also have money and they're willing to give it to him. And to me, he's no dom, like at all.
Oh, I have a
That's
question.
great information.
Yes, it
Yes,
is.
thank you.
I just want to ask a question to you, Bunny. Just, and forgive my ignorance, because I really don't know anything about this community. So thank you for educating us, first of all. So you at any, you observed me, I think, did you see the video? I'm assuming you did, just because your take on it. Did you at any point think at all, oh, there is any, I'm not sure what's the correct term, role playing going on, or
No,
okay, so you
no.
didn't even, you never thought at any point, oh yeah, they're just role playing. You took it as we all are also looking at it, as like you said, him being narcissistic and
Very much
abuse.
so. It was very, for someone that has been SANDV and still being able to participate in the BDSM community, you can just kind of tell when someone does not have the best intentions at all. Like I've had other partners that have also had like a rough like background when it comes to being intimate with people and building boundaries. And that's the whole point of having like the safe words and building a safe space. At no point could you tell like he cared. At no point could you tell like she felt safe. Like even just listening like to not only the videos that have come out, but his prior experience, or how Chantal talked about him, how he acted towards her and Dee Dee. It just doesn't seem like he truly cares enough to even be a good dom.
So what is the contract? Because I always hear about contract, and she signed a contract with him, and I guess Chantel refused, which I'm actually surprised. Chantel, I thought she would do anything he wanted usually, but is this contract just to protect you from? Is there always a contract in place for that?
So depending on the situation, like me and my dom or my significant other, we don't have a written contract, but we have a verbal contract. But that's because we are in a very serious relationship. But if you're just kind of like, I always tell people, because you can dom and not be in a relationship, you can, be a submissive or a servant and not be in a relationship. But for the way the world is set up nowadays, I always tell people, if you want to get a written contract to cover your butt for whatever reason, then you can do that. But a lot of times, from my experience, I haven't seen like any contracts except for when it comes to like, I want to say like doms, hard doms, or like brats or littles. They use the contract stats like, if I do A, then I get B, and I agree to do A and stuff like that. So like if you have a brat that doesn't want to drink water, if I I brat agree to drink water 3 times a day to get cookies, and you and your dom would sign that, so he could be like, look, but you signed this and therefore you didn't do it, you don't get your reward, or like stuff like that. But it's very rare to have like a written contract between two people that have that understanding connection. But it can be a thing, but I don't think his contract is for that purpose. I think it's more so he needs to have his ego stroked, and I feel like him having that power over them strokes his ego. I don't think it's a dom thing situation, anything like that. It's just legit, I want to have control over you, and therefore I want you to sign over your autonomy.
Yeah, it does seem he's constantly, everything to him is about his ego. I mean, he is the most classic narcissist I've ever seen, because when what's her name, she mentioned her friend Shushu, just the fact that she said she's my friend and she won't F you or whatever. I mean, right away, that's when he was like, oh, she's effed, like, just because his ego was bruised a little bit. And then obviously when she said the word coward, oh God, that's like,
Yeah.
I mean, just his ego. It's just he's just such a disgusting person in every sense of the word.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then as far as like, I wanted to speak on like the whole Chantel and the like her DV as a victim mindset. Like, yes, she does not act like a normal victim, but as someone that is studying psychology and has a lot of experience working with other people and like learning about disorders and being up to date on all of the mental aspects of life, she more so she's more so working in her comfort zone right now, as far as like trying to get over the trauma and all this other stuff. Like if you watch any of her past videos, she started off young, having intimate moments with people to help her get over things that were happening to her in her life. And it's come to a point where that's all she knows, and that's her comfort zone. So instead of actually talking to a therapist and working things out properly, she's going into her comfort zone, which is to be up under somebody else. She's chasing that dopamine to hide the actual pain that's going on with her right now. And she clearly has a very strong addiction mindset. And so anything that's releasing that dopamine right now, she's going to chase, regardless of if it's going to hurt her in the long run, regardless if it's something that is clearly unhealthy and unclean and anything like that. That's what she's going to chase, because that's her comfort zone. And then scientifically, by the time you hit the age of 25, you are already in the mindset of where you're going to be for the rest of your life. And when you hit 35, you are permanent. You are basically, if you are not already open-minded, you are basically who you are going to be for the rest of your life. There's no changing that. So the fact that she hasn't sought help out yet, and I think she's like coming up on 35 or is 35, somewhere around there.
She's
She's pretty
38,
much,
I believe, 38, 39, something like that, right?
yeah, she's pretty,
Yeah,
this
she's
is all she's
38.
going to be. This is all she's going to be. As much
Yep.
as we really want her to get help and stop doing what she's doing and all this other stuff, that's pretty much who she is. That's not going to change, unfortunately. So, and like I said, all she knows is food, drugs, men. And that's her comfort zone. And a lot of people don't want to step outside their comfort zone. And like, even for me, when I was DV'd and SA'd by an ex-boyfriend for 3 years, I still continue, even like, for those 3 years, I didn't know that's what it was until someone pointed it out to me. And then even then, after those 3 years, because I was comfortable with him and that's all I knew, I would go back. We don't have kids. I wasn't, after the 3 years, I didn't have to financially rely on him. But because that's where my comfort zone was, because I didn't have confidence in myself, because I told myself that's all I deserved, then that's all I went for. It took me like 5 years to completely like not go back to him. And even then, if he hits me up, I'll talk to him for a minute, but I won't go to him. I won't invite him over. I've said we're never doing anything again and stuff like that. But yeah, she's not ever going to come out of her comfort zone. So she'll keep having the 22-year-olds in the wheelchairs until she can't have them no more.
I'm sorry that happened to you.
Yeah, same thing here. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
And
Thank you.
I just want to say, you're talking about the Chantel and her comfort zone. I agree with you with everything that you said. The thing that I would notice with her is she needs so much like overhaul, oh my god, with her life and life skills. She has no life skills, because even I remember that one time, I don't want to gross you guys out, but hey, it's Chantel, we're talking about, we're used to it. When she even remember, she had drank too much and she wet the bed and everything, or something like that. Her sheets were soiled for I don't know how long.
Like 3 weeks.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. Well, there was one point she got paid, she was sitting there and she was like trying to budget, okay, what do I need? And we're talking, this woman gets good money, by the way. I mean, she was writing down, people in the chat, I guess, told her something about like new sheets. And I was like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I think I was watching Breezy. She was commenting on this. And she said, that oh, it's not in the budget right now or something. And I thought, oh my god, and that incident, there's other instances where she was just like, I can't do life, I don't know how, or blah blah blah. Like, she would just, the most basic things, that people know how to, for the love of god, the cleaning. I mean, I'm not saying, I mean, obviously a lot of people have homes, hoarders, or homes, or whatever, like they're not, but she's just obviously beyond. I mean, she does not know basic life skills. Like you said, all of that stuff, she just puts it aside because she just constantly wants to chase, like you said, so true, just chase that you know instant gratification, that high, that whatever's going to give
Mhm.
her, just numb, anything that's going to numb me. Cleaning is not fun, doing life things, paying taxes is not fun for her, just things
Yeah.
like that. So I agree with you. It's it's so true. It is, it's sad. It makes me sad because obviously, you're watching, but then you're kind of get used to it. But in the beginning, you're like, what do you mean? Go, do this, like clean your bed sheets, get new ones. Your
Yeah.
car, for instance, her car. If you made 20,000, the average person in America, for the love of God, even in Canada, I mean, 20,000 a month. Are you kidding me? She should be having a nice whatever Tesla, Mercedes, or if she really knew how to budget and live the right way, she would not be living in this state. But this is Chantel we're talking about. I always wonder, her family, I know they come in to help her, but I'm sure they're exhausted mentally. And her mom, I think she doesn't even obviously watch. I've heard from Shanna, she doesn't watch her videos because I don't think she could take it. But I even feel sad for them because it's like a wreck, and they have their own, lives to worry about, and they're probably just so frustrated that they have to come in and help this woman that makes all this money, and it's all going to whatever her supply that she gets, instead of like fixing your car, just basic life skills that people have learned. She's never had to do that. She was just, doing other things to get to be happy, if you will, or her happiness. She thinks, it's happiness to her.
Yeah, and then it doesn't make it better. It doesn't make her situation better. Like, I want to feel like the not psychiatrist, the therapist in me wants to like really just feel bad for her, and it makes me really want to like, I'm just yelling at my screen like, just get it together, sis. It's not that hard. Like, just, you have all the means to make yourself better and make your situation better, and you are just like, as an African American woman in the US of America, I have the hardest time getting any type of medical help whatsoever, because I'm on state assistance. And so all of my insurance and everything's through the state. And if I had, it took me like 10 years just to get someone to even address the fact that I have severe depression and anxiety, and that I need all this help and stuff like that. If I had all the resources she had, I would probably be 10 times better off in my situations than I am now. It's like, you have a therapist and you probably have a bunch of mental health issues that need to be addressed, and you're not addressing them. Why? Because you don't want to feel uncomfortable. You don't want to live in your reality. And yes, reality does suck. It sucks a lot. But you can't keep saying you want better, you want this glow up and stuff like that, and you're not going to take the opportunities given to you to do better. Like, I can't even, if there is like a pile of clothes on my floor for a day and a half, I don't care how sick. Like, I had vertigo in the flu at one point and was still trying to clean up. Like, I just can't do the clutter. If my covers smell any type of way besides fresh, I need to wash them. I don't care if I just washed them the other day. Like, I need to wash them. If I just feel icky, I need to shower daily. Like, it's hard.
Absolutely.
It's hard to feel
I
sympathy
mean,
for
look how
her.
long her cats. That everybody was so just upset with her. Everybody, they constantly told her to go and take her cat to the vet. And even that person that paid her, and then when she turned around and started like attacking them, I was just so irate with her. Like, how could you attack somebody's paying you? You have all this
Right.
money.
Oh,
She
don't
can't
even.
even do that. But it's so, the word you hit on, that's so true. The word uncomfortable. She does not like to be uncomfortable. That's so true, because it's like you have to deal with reality, and that's a lot of people in in her position. That's what that's why they use substances, because you don't want to face reality. And she
Mhm.
she doesn't want to do the base. I mean, her cats, they don't deserve this. That's the one of the things that one gets you mad. Okay, you want to ruin your life, but why do you have to? I mean, even Pete's, oh, for the love of God, I don't even want to start on him, but she got lucky that the way he is, and he's like, what do people call him, simp or something, because he
Yeah.
just follows her and everything. But sometimes I'll feel bad for him, sometimes not, because of the way she is, and how people said she ruined his credit, blah blah blah. But she just cannot do anything that's that makes her uncomfortable, or whatever. So yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
you
And
got to
then,
understand, she's an empath.
oh,
Oh,
Stop
of
it.
course,
Stop it.
of course
Girl,
she
I
is.
cannot with you.
don't
She's
get
an
me started on
empath.
that.
Look,
I
but
can't.
no,
I
but
can't
Bunny,
with that. Oh God, when she said that, I'm like, oh yeah, yeah. Oh God, I
no,
can't.
but Bunny, you're not wrong though. It's just like what's so like and so infuriating is, like you said, she has so many resources, and not
Hmm.
only that, she has a community of people who, yes, I will continue to say, they enable her and get and financially support her to where basically she can have all these resources in the entire world to be able to do whatever. And like, you even said, oh hell, even myself personally, as hell, as African Americans here in America, like Hell, if we even had a quarter of the resources that this woman had, it would, we would at least be able to do something. You know what I'm saying? So it's just so it's just infuriating seeing where it's just like, girl, like, you just want to scream at her and just shake her and be like, girl, get it together. Just get it together. Seriously, it's not that hard.
And don't you guys get mad because you know how she's always slipping up and exposing herself, and I don't know if sometimes it is a slip up, sometimes she just gets a thrill, and I'm like, why are you tempting this is the only source of income you have. You cannot get a normal job. I don't think she would know how to survive in the real world anyway. And sometimes I'm watching her right when she's doing all these shenanigans, and don't you think sometimes, like, dude, you get it together, because you're not going to have this income forever. You're not going to be able, one day you're going to wake up and like people are predicting, and your YouTube channel is going to be gone again because of the stupid things that you do, and you are going to be like the biggest slap in the face when you're not going to have the same money that you are used to making. How the heck are you going to survive? Even with that much money that she has, she still needs help from her family. I mean, and obviously we know she was giving to what's his name, wannabe chef over there, but like, she can't even survive with all that money she's making. Imagine when her channel is gone, what's she going to do? She's probably going to go live back with her mom, honestly.
Well, it doesn't help that she's not facing any consequences whatsoever. Like, even when her channel got deleted or whatever, she got it right back, and then she was able to make other channels and go to other platforms and all this other stuff, and she's not truly facing any consequences. So why should I have to worry about my actions or what I do and say and behave when there's no punishment, there's no outcome to this? I'm going to do it. Nothing happens to me. I'm going to continue to do it. It's like if you tell a kid not to touch the stove and they touch it, but the stove is not on, it's not hot, they're going to keep touching it.
Right, that's what I said. I was going to say, all she's going to do is go to other platforms, make new channels, try to stay on YouTube as much as possible. Look at how many people subscribe to the Beezer show, and she don't even use that channel.
Was about what? I think it was like what, 10,000?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Although I will say though, that's only like what, 1/9 of her entire audience. Just saying.
True.
That's
That's
only
true.
that's only 1/9 of her audience, and you would think that would humble her and make her realize that, oh, so only about a 1/9 of my entire audience is actually watching me. Yeah, no, Ginger. Yeah, I remember when she said that. First of all, let me just look. You know what? I'm just gonna say it. If this may sound nasty, I do not believe for 1 second that she can suck dick good enough to get a living. I'm sorry. She looked like I'm sorry.
She's too self-absorbed. She could never be a proper sex worker.
Sucking dick
I'm
for
sorry, but that's just the
please,
truth.
please. Okay, I think both me and Hot Business can literally sit there and say, "Hey, no, ma'am, she cannot suck dick for a living. Then she's a lie." Huh?
It's a lie.
She's a lot. That no, talking about, oh, I'll just go and sell myself on the street, and I'm like, I'm so glad you think that it's just that easy, girl, to go out here and go out here and do prostitution, honey. I'm so glad you think that.
That does kill me. It's
Exactly.
like she does not understand like how much work the adult entertainment
Oh yeah, she
industry
has no
is.
clue. No clue at all. I would love for her to come and work on cam. I really would. Just so she could see what she's supposed to be doing. Like it's
Uh,
just not,
to
I don't
to
know. It's a
answer the
problem.
question, to answer the question in the chat, that would be a weird safe word. Like, why would you want to use mentioning your daddy as a safe word? That was more so like
No.
her reaching out for comfort. That was her comfort. Like, when I'm feeling upset, like really, really upset, I talk to my granddad. Like, I talk, like I look into the world or look out into space and you just talk to him. That would be a very weird, very, very weird safe word. Safe words are supposed to be words that you can just mention or you could just say, and then also something that doesn't normally come up in normal conversation. Like, how often do you use hopscotch in a normal conversation? Not often. But if you have a strong tie with your dad or anything like that, you'll talk about him more than you'll say hopscotch. It just seems like a really weird safe word. And then the way it was being said and everything like that, I don't know. Like, even then, it would just be weird.
There is nothing you can tell me or say that is going to make me believe that whole thing was a scene. Sure, if it is, then they are truly the worst. Like, so no matter what, it was bad. Like, that's
I mean,
just,
I don't kink shame you into what you into. It's just that should not. Things like that should be discussed. If you're going to do really hardcore scenes, those should really, really be discussed in detail, and you should really take like as much precaution and as many days as you need to prepare for those really, really hard scenes. Like, even there are people that are into like break-in scenes, or like there is a term, consent non-consent, where you give consent beforehand, and then you act like you didn't give consent, but
right.
you've given consent. Even those, like, you have to give days in advance. You have to talk about it. You have to come up with a safe word. You have to, if you're going to do like rope play and all that stuff, where's the safety scissors? Where's like, do you know how to properly do all the ties and stuff to not hurt your partner? Is your partner in the right mindset and all this other stuff? Like, you can't just go into a scene. All that takes preparation. All that, you have to plan for it and all that other stuff. It's just.
So that was my actually a question about when you said the word scene. That was another question that I had. When does it matter? I don't know what's the right word. Is it scene? Like, when you're doing the role playing, I don't know if that's the correct term for this, but like when you guys are, doing that or whatever. When does it's not necessarily obviously when it's like during whatever, like it can be any time. I guess I don't know how to explain my question. I don't know if you know what I mean. Like, it doesn't matter. This is not just like, when you're it's not like a foreplay type of thing, or it's just whenever the scene, or whenever you're acting out certain things. Is there necessarily a time that you're gonna do it? I don't know if you understand my question. I don't know how to.
So basically,
Set and setting,
see,
kind of.
yeah, for scene, the word scene is more so like for the dungeons, the BDSM dungeons, where you'll have a dungeon master that lets you set up scenes to act out in front of the other members. If you're just casually, you can say, we're role playing, I want to do a role play with you, or I'm in play mode or play time. And that's where safe words come into. Like, if you see your partner kind of giving you like, or like, even if you know your partner really well, you can look at your partner and tell like, okay, they are in play mode. Like, for me and my partner, my voice may get a little bit softer depending on like if I'm in my little space, or it might get might sound a bit more bratty. Like, I can't think of a cartoon character that I can compare the bratness to, but it will be a voice change. You'll see your partner doing little things. Like, I might pick on him, or like, I might tap him a lot and like just mess around with him, and he'll be like, okay, she's in play mode. She wants to play. Or I'm into pet play, and that basically means he would be my owner. I would be like a cat or a bunny, and that type of mindset. And there would be little things that I would do, like I would probably brush my face up against his or something like that. And he knows, okay, she's in play mode. She wants to play. She wants to act out something or anything like that. Or if we're being rough or anything like that, if I'm ready to play, I'll give the play word. If I'm not sure, I'll give the yellow light word. Like, we need to slow down just a little bit. I'm not sure. But there's always a time and a place. And if your dom knows you very well, they will know this is the signal. She's ready. She knows all our safe words, and we know where, if you're going to use equipment or do anything else like that, you know where all the safety scissors are and the first aid kits just in case and stuff like that. Like, you can't just go into it without being prepared prior. So, like, you can't just, even out in, some people can do it out in public, but even then, there's ways to do it. There's ways to, you know, you want, if sometimes I go into a little space when I get triggered or my anxiety's acting up. He knows if I grab his hand or his pinky that I'm in little space. So it's really all about your dom, you, and what you guys communicated as signals or phrases that let your partner know you're ready to play. You're ready to role play. You're ready to do a scene, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so based on what they were even talking about, it was nothing that would indicate, they were talking about real life things. I mean, I'm not saying, I'm sure when you guys are play mode, maybe that also happens. But they were talking about, like, yeah, and what led up to it was him just getting angry over the whole shoo thing, not wanting, to be with him. It didn't even seem like anything that would indicate, oh, we're starting to have role play or something. I mean, or play mode, or he was just getting angry over her saying, my friend doesn't want to be with you. I mean, I don't know, just nothing about
Yeah.
it seemed even to even indicate that, after what you just told us and educated us on. It was just simply his ego being bruised because she said that my friend does not want you. And it's just so how sinister he is and how evil that he thought, oh, well, I'm going to show her, kept repeating the same thing. She's effed, about shoo, like, oh, she doesn't want me. I mean, he just thinks he's God's gifts to women, I guess.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then even then, it's just like, someone said it in the comments, it went too fast. I couldn't see the name, but it is a very intimate thing. Like, you're basically, a lot of the things that you do in the BDSM world and stuff like that require a lot of trust, and it is very intimate. You have to trust your partner and feel so safe. Like, they have to make you feel like they're a big safe, like a vault, and you can just trust them to do and say anything, and you trust them to, if you say the safe word, they will stop immediately. If you tell them you are uncomfortable, they will stop immediately. There should be no hesitation. There should be no, are you sure you're uncomfortable with this? It's a, okay, she said the safe word. What's going on? What's happening? Are you okay? Like, it's a very, very intimate and very, like, you're instilling 110% trust into this person. So, and if you don't feel safe with this person, then that's not the person to do the activity with at all. And there
Well,
is no set rules to it, but you can come, there's set rules to, like, wax play and bondage and stuff like that. But, then you can also create rules onto that.
speaking of shoo, it seems like, he wants something that he can't have, that Dee Dee doesn't want him to have. And she even made a statement that shoo is not into you. So why does he keep, insisting on what he's gonna do to shoo? Is he just gonna take it, or, like, what is he gonna do?
I child, look, when he kept, because last night I was sitting there listening to him and that whole thing with Shoo, I'm just like, girl. And he wanna, because then he said if he can't have it one way, he gonna get. He's like, look, I'm gonna fuck her one way or another, and I said, oh,
Right.
I,
Mm-hmm.
I think he wanted
Like,
to
he's
go
gonna
to her
force
husband or
himself.
something. I don't know. Wasn't he saying, like, I'm gonna F her head or something? I'm like, what does he mean?
Yeah.
Like, is it her
mhm.
husband? I think he was gonna go to her husband, because wasn't Dee Dee kind of trying to say that to him, like, oh, you're gonna go to her husband, I just can't stand this man when he acts like he's macho. He was even talking about when he was in jail. Oh my god, that part,
That
oh
part
god, I
was
wanted to go
terrible.
on the
Yeah.
screen and punch him. I'm sorry. I don't know if I can say that. I was so angry when he said that he was the guard. There was that the guards knew that he couldn't, like, something about he would do something to the people with him in the cell, in the jail cell, and then the guard knew, so he took them out because they weren't like strong enough or something like him. I'm just paraphrasing, but I just thought, oh yes, the guard works with you too, right? Like, you're such a complete liar. You're effing liar. You're just an effing coward. You probably ran away when they had you in there. You probably were in the corner over there, or you're.
Well, a person that is a prison boss or whatever you want to call it, they don't have to, state what they did or what they would do, in jail. He probably was that person that was holding another man's pocket in jail, wasn't beating up nobody, and was a complete bottom.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. I actually do believe he was speaking to the prison guards. Let me tell you why. You guys ready?
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready.
Yes.
Yeah, he was speaking to the prison guards. Come on, no people. You guys don't see this. What he was saying was, help! Help!
Done.
Right.
Help me!
Right. He was getting that butt taken and he needed
Yes, like,
help.
let him stop!
Yeah.
And see, that's why he's so aggressive with women.
It
That's
is, I think,
exactly why.
but I think it goes back before prison.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
he
think
believe
it
that
goes back
too.
to his
yeah,
childhood.
yeah. I feel like he's either seen some things or like some things happen, and now he just has to like put on this very, very tough demeanor. And I don't feel as though it. I just don't believe that that's actually like if a big burly man walked up to him, I don't feel like he would try to take him on. He just does not give me
No,
those
Not
because
a
he's
vibes.
a
He's
bag
chance.
of
so big.
bones. He a
hmm
bag of bones.
Even if he had the muscle, I still feel like he would not stand up to anybody that he felt as though he could mentally manipulate.
Hi, troll detective.
But yeah, I can't. But listen, but y'all, I have to go. It was nice talking all to y'all peoples.
Yeah, see you, Dre.
Take care,
Bye.
Dre. Love you,
Bye.
Bye.
Dre.
Love you
Bye,
too.
Dre.
Oh, and
This
I
man
did
is
want to.
ridiculous. Go ahead. I'm
I
sorry.
Oh, you're fine. I did want to mention the whole. I wasn't able to talk about it when it was a thing, but the whole Amber and Chantel thing had me cracking up because as someone that does see a therapist, my therapist would never, ever, 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 ever condone me apologizing to somebody on the internet, to somebody that I felt is so wrong, somebody I cared about. Uh, just there's no need. If anything, she would say, write a letter to this person about how they made you feel or why you feel like you need to apologize to them or anything like that. Like don't I don't see her therapist saying, hey, go to this person in real life and apologize to them, especially if they did not do anything to harm you personally or anything like that. Like I just don't that was just a lot for me. Now was
She
she wrong
really
for
had the worst
apologizing?
timing ever to do it too.
She
Like
did. It just it seemed
like a
I
week
she
before all this goes down, like worst timing ever.
it seemed like it was the worst time, but the right time. You know what I'm saying? Like she knew what she was doing. Like even if your therapist did tell you to, if the therapist was like, okay, this seems to really be eating you up inside, so go apologize to the person. I don't think she meant to do it on his stream in front of everybody, knowing that your friend, your so-called friend, would see it. And then what Chantel and Amber need to understand is y'all are not friends, y'all are coworkers.
right?
Yup.
Right.
Yeah, by
Outside
the
of
way,
YouTube.
out of all the people to apologize to, first of all, are you like really losing sleep and you had to tell your therapist about, oh, I called him a narcissist? Oh my, I mean, you
Right.
had Becky that you wronged. Everybody, you knew because everybody always told you, everybody would tell her in the comments and everywhere that, and she finally admitted it, right? So instead of publicly apologize, you remember how she said, oh, I apologized to her so many times and privately, and she knows I love her and blah, blah, blah. Well, out of all the people that you wronged, you're apologizing to him. I mean, how do you guys even, and like you said, you just do it privately. Let's just say it's eating you up because, oh, Amberlyn, also an empath, guys. You know, you guys, you don't know,
All
it's
these
so wrong.
empaths.
Like,
Just
I,
empaths falling out the sky.
I know,
Right.
I'm an empath too, apparently. But like, out of all these people, why him? I mean, just like you said, the therapist's gonna say, "Oh my God, you better go on there at 3:30 in the morning because nobody's gonna read that." You know, if you're afraid, just apologize to him. And come on, you knew what it's gonna do to her. Why would you?
Mhm.
That's just a bizarre thing. Why? How come you didn't go in, you know, Becky's chat or something, or post a community post and say, Becky, I just want to let you know, I know I wronged you, blah, whatever, blah, 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 in the
Because
past.
it was
Mm-hmm.
simply because in girl world, Chantal's been taking the majority of the commentary, because it just, that's just how it is. When, if you're boring, people are going to look at other stuff. And that's
And
why she did it, because she knew that it would create drama. Like, I'm
mhm.
assuming, I don't know, whatever. But that's what it seemed like, in my opinion, is that she was just trying to get, a little bit of the
Action.
talking points, or
And
the views. She just wanted the views.
mm-hmm. And that's why she turned around, took it back, and apologized to Chantel
Yep.
and showed all these screenshots like she support her. Oh, I tried to send you a super chat, but it wouldn't let it go through.
I,
What?
Amber also gives me the vibes of I'm gonna apologize, but I'm apologizing that I'm saying sorry, but I don't really mean sorry. I'm sorry that you feel that way type apologies. Like it's I'm sorry that you feel as though, or well, I'm sorry that you feel that way, or well, I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry you took it that way. And to me, those aren't apologies. You're not apologizing. Like I tell people, don't say sorry after I already brought up you've hurt me and I want you to say sorry. Cause now it's not genuine. That's that whole
Exactly.
Those
if
are the
if
worst
this
kind of apologies when
they
it's
are
like,
Yes,
I'm
they
sorry you
are.
feel. Just say, I'm sorry.
right.
For the love of God, they have too much. It's like the ego. Once again, the ego. Like, if you're an empath, you don't need to say, I'm sorry, blah, or the word but. Like,
Or
I,
Mhm.
you know,
or
I'm
if
how
sorry,
it's
about
like,
but
yeah, or
or how
like blah,
about
blah,
that?
blah, but, when
I'm
you say but,
sorry
yeah,
if. I'm sorry if. You
I'm
know?
sorry that I take full
Yeah.
responsibility for my actions. You know.
exactly. She does not know how to. Amberlynn's also one of those people. I mean, I know obviously her upbringing was the same thing. You know, she was in addiction and foster homes, but because of that, even her, she's another. Just the way she copes with things. Obviously, she has her own. Different than Chantel, but it's kind of all the same. She doesn't. um she herself, like, it's her lies, for example, when she would lie about the most random things and stupid things too, just to get attention as well.
Mm.
Mhm.
Yeah, that always bothers me. I just be sitting there like, why did you lie about that? What was the reason? What was the reason? There was no reason behind that. Especially when people call her out and she's like, well, see about that. Or it's I've heard her and Foodie have like these phrases, these words they say that I just know some BS is about to come out their mouth. Like the moment they say it, I am instantly triggered. I'm like, see, now you about to lie to me. Stop, stop. You know someone's gonna catch you up on it. You better stop. I forgot which one it
Mhm.
was for Foodie. Um, I think it's C or I forgot what it
You know what
was,
I
but every
mean?
time that's one of them. It was another one.
Just watch her
See, the thing
eyes.
is, or the thing
The
about
more
that
she
is,
rolls her eyes, the more she's lying.
Yes, I'm just sitting there like you're just lying for no reason, and there are people that are keeping track. They gonna point you
And
out
her
about the
low
lie.
BMI voice means she's lying.
Or
Pretty
the
much
fake
anytime
crying.
she's talking, she's lying. Oh, the fake crying, she's got to stop
Mm,
that. Either
mm,
learn how
mm.
to bring tears to your eyes, like, or don't do it, because fake crying pisses people off.
Oh, that gets under my skin so bad.
I
Oh,
say
it does.
I always like I when I talk to people about foodie or like I have a friend, she doesn't watch foodie or anything like that. She just keeps up from what I tell her. And we always say foodie is that one friend that will call you like 3 in the morning crying and complaining and stuff, and you just sit on the phone going, mm-hmm, all right,
Oh, I
oh
had one of
wow.
those.
Hmm.
And you're just like, girl, get off my phone. This is like your 10th time
Right.
calling me about this mess. I am over it. You don't want to give advice because they're not going to listen. They'll get mad if you tell them what they need to hear. And so then you just got to sit there and go, mm-hmm.
Yeah, don't we
But
all
that's
have
nice.
those, like you could literally just say, record yourself saying, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Oh,
Yes.
really? Oh, because it's all about, I have a
But
couple of those in my life. It's like they never say, oh, how are you doing? Or if you say something about
Yes.
yourself, it goes right back to them.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Pure
Like, I just got a
empaths, you
job.
know?
Okay, but look, what about me and this and that and that and that?
By the way,
I
Okay,
don't.
you know what made me so mad when she was saying about when Chantel was saying how she was an empath. Well, right away when she said that, I thought to myself, oh, first of all, I thought just shut up because you're only an empath, because she said how he feel. It's only because you wanted him, you were feeling for him because you wanted to get back with him. How about when Shannon, your 22, 23-year friendship, how about when Shannon would mention how you left her in her worst time of need, you ghosted her. They had it wasn't even any like reason. She just wasn't, Shannon was reaching out to her. She was going through like a bad relationship, and Chantel just couldn't handle it. Just like how we say she doesn't know how to handle life things or uncomfortable things. Your friend of 23 years versus this guy that you barely met. How is that an empath when you'd left her? You know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't even go to see how she's doing or to help
She
her or
didn't
to be there
care.
for her.
yeah,
right.
she
Yeah, she
doesn't
doesn't.
care.
So
Most
how's that
people,
an
most
empath?
friends that's like that. I had a friend like that. I no longer have that friend, but I had that friend that called me at 5 a.m. every day, wanted to talk about me, I, what
Mm-hmm.
happened to me, and da 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 da. And I'm just like, I'm half asleep on the phone every time, like, mm,
Right. Don't
mm-hmm.
ask me about my day. Don't
I
ask me
want to know
about
why
what's
5
going
in the
on.
morning. She couldn't wait till you woke up
I
properly.
guess not. Like I don't
Man,
know.
you're too nice.
I had one of
I
those
guess not.
friends, and last year we were friends for years, and it was the same kind of thing. You have to be careful what you say around her, because if you accidentally hurt her feelings, you were the bad person. Like, if you didn't agree with everything she said, you were the bad person, kind of thing. And
Was
I
what
finally, huh?
was
Go
she
ahead.
one of those people that always was the victim? Like if
Oh,
something
yes.
went on, oh,
Mm-hmm.
oh, it's always me. You're always blaming me for da 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 da
Mm-hmm.
da da. Yeah, I had that.
So she had been having, like, she was sick and she was having health problems, and she needed to go in for surgery, and she decided to go and visit some dude she met online in prison across the state, and driving, she needed surgery, and she decided to drive hella far to go see this guy, and I flipped out. I'm like, you're an idiot, I can't deal with this anymore. Like, this is the last, you could die on the drive there. Do you really want to do that? You can't tell me what to do with my life. And I said, you know what? Go do it. Goodbye. I haven't spoke to her since. It's been a year. I'm like, I'm
Right.
done.
I
I'm done.
look.
I talk to that woman
I
every
did that
single
too.
day. And it was just like, it was that final straw. I'm like, I'm more concerned about your life than you are. Okay, we're done. I can't. Go do
That's
your
the
life,
thing. I
girl.
don't
I
want to be
can't
a
see it.
friend. I don't want to be a friend like you're saying. It's because I had a friend that was just me, and she was getting into relationships that were bad for her, very, very bad for her. And she would mix alcohol, medication to numb. Same thing, a lot of signs, kind of how Chantel. But the thing that upset me was if I would give her advice. I'm not the friend that's going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm going to tell you what is in your best interest. So when I would do that, all of a sudden, like, days could go by, she would not talk to me, she wouldn't answer my calls. I think because I was telling her what a real friend, I'm not trying to sound like, oh,
Yes.
hi, I'm just saying
Right.
that's how real friends are. I'm not going to let you get in a bad situation. And she was so desperate sometimes, like, will tell me to call her the guy she's seeing. Please tell him I'm not doing well, tell him this. It's like, no, I'm not going to call him. And obviously I was worried for her, but it's like you slowly, as I grew up, I slowly started realizing that's really affecting now me. It's affecting me because I'm constantly worried, I'm constantly taking on
Right.
how they're
Yeah.
feeling. And it's like you have to
Toxic
slowly
friends.
exactly.
Yeah.
It affects you mentally because you don't even realize it in your own life when your loved ones tell you you're not okay because you're worrying about this person and that person. And then you notice, this is not healthy for me. I have to, figure out a way to distance myself in a, especially when they don't want to hear you. And it's like, oh, so when I tell you what you want, that's when you're going to keep contact, that's when you want to answer my calls.
Mhm.
Well,
I had a
mine got so mad till she tried to blast me on the internet and make me look bad and told all kind of lies on me, like my husband broke my jaw. It's funny to me
Wow.
because, for one, I've been with the same man for 22 years and we've been married 18 years. And anyone that knows me know I don't deal with violence at all. I don't even allow my kids to fight each other. Look, your brother and sister do not fight. So, for someone to get on the internet and say my jaw was broken, okay, sure. But yet she was
Jesus.
always that friend that, oh, your husband is so sweet. I wish I could find a husband like yours. Blah, 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 blah. Okay.
I had a friend, like, we met when she was like in a very rough spot, and she didn't have anybody like in her life to, like, be there for her or anything like that. And so I told her, like, I promise you I will always be there for you no matter what. And I feel as though she took that and she ran 103 miles per hour with that, because when I tell you, and I also think, like, she wanted us to be more than just friends, even after I put down my boundary of, like, we're not going to be more than friends. We're friends. That's it. But when I tell you, this girl, she, and I don't even know, like, we were friends for like 4 or 5 years. Like, she would just call and say, I'm feeling this way and all this other stuff, and life sucks, and all this other stuff. And I would just sit there for hours listening to her and giving her advice. And then she'd just, like, be like, but yeah, but I can't, but oh my goodness, but how do you, what, da, da, da. And I'm like, okay. And then, like, we ended up moving in together, and, like, she just kept doing things. Like, at one point in time, she faked amnesia. She uh contacted my ex abuser and let him know where I was. She uh tried to set me up,
Wow.
like, before the green was okay to smoke here and have on you. She tried to set me up and send me to jail because I wouldn't talk to her, and I kicked her out of my apartment. She used unaliving as a method to keep me around, and it worked for a while because I'm a very sensitive person, especially when it comes to, like, mental health and stuff like that. So I will always give you about, well, I used to always give about 3 or 4 or 5, 6 chances and be like, okay, well, this person could change, and this person it's just their mental health and all this other stuff. And when I tell you, the last straw, and she was just sitting there on the floor crying because I made other friends and I was hanging out with them. She didn't like that I was gone all the time and hanging out with them and making friends, because I mean, she wasn't my only friend. And she was sitting on the floor crying. She tried to use unaliving again to keep me around. And I was like, at this point, I'm like, you can't keep using that. I'm 100% over all of this. I no longer want to talk to you. I don't want to see you. Don't even mention my name. Don't come looking for me. It's over. I'm done talking to you. And but it was over the span of 5 years. And I gave her my all. Like, sacrificing everything just to be there. And like even now, I have a couple of people that I still associate with in my friend group where I'm just sitting there like, you are really the most toxic person, and I don't have any enjoyment being around you. But because I am so just, I'm I I'm so sweet at times and so kind-hearted, and I believe, especially when it comes to mental health and stuff, that you can't be 100% blamed for everything that's going on because you're not mentally stable. I still have people where I'm like, I should really just cut you out because I don't enjoy you at all. Like your whole entire existence bothers me. Like you ring my phone and I go, ugh, what do you want? But the food gives me those vibes. Those, oh no, what do you want? Not today. I'm tired.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Same
that's what
stuff.
I've learned. That's what I've learned as I've gotten older is when there's people like that in your life, you have to choose to move on. You can't keep letting it happen. If it's affecting your mental state, you stop being friends with them. Friends are not that important. You can find new ones. There's a whole world of people out there. Yeah.
But yeah, I think because of how she acts, I don't think she really has like any actual friends. Her or Amber. I don't think they'll ever actually make actual friends. Like even their little so-called friendship had like, I feel like it was ulterior motives or like different motivations for them being friends. Like for them, you have to bring something to them or give them some type of dopamine release to even be considered a friend. And when you stop doing that or you stop feeding into their fantasy, it's you're the worst person in the world and I hate you and I can't believe you're not a real friend and da 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 da. Like they just
Well,
ugh.
well, Monty, I wanted to say, I'm going by your title of your video. I think Nader is gonna get charged first between the three of them. What do you think?
Well, why do you think he's gonna get charged first?
Well, because uh I don't know. Nader is not stable. True enough, those videos that came out were months ago, but I think it's still going on. And you know, I don't I don't know. Dee Dee is just I don't know. She seems like she's hypnotized by this guy. The only way I
That's what they
think he
want you
would
to
get
think.
charged, the only way I think he would get charged is if someone else comes out with something that he did to them on top of what's going on with
Very
his
true, but
current court case.
yeah, that's what I we thought though that there was a person called Moon that brought a complaint forward. Maybe it just hasn't gone to charges yet, and maybe I'll have to check again Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to see if anything comes up. But I will be doing that. But yeah, it's reasonable that Nader could be first. It could be Foodie Beauty. It could be Didi. It could be anybody. It could even be Beats. Who knows?
True. That's true.
Oh, Google listens to what we say, right? So YouTube, I didn't watch the video, but yesterday it suggested I watch a video by a creator named Moon. I've never heard of them, but I'm assuming it's because we were talking about someone named Moon the other day, and they
Yeah, I guess
suggested
so.
there's a creator named Moon. I thought that was really strange.
True. Yeah.
Hmm. Well,
I would have to
we will
say
see.
I would have to say I don't know because that I'm trying to figure out. I know for a fact it won't be D. It won't be Dee at all. I'm still on that like bridge of really wanting to feel sorry for her because she's in that comfort zone. Like I said, of this is she's used to it, and this is what she knows. So I'm still kind of like on the fence of like she thinks this is what she deserves, and so that's where she's at. Foodie, I the universe has to show me that she will face any type of consequences for her actions. So I don't see it being her. And if they have enough evidence on Nader, I don't see why not. Should have been locked
And
up a long time ago.
and if it doesn't be like from someone coming forward with anything, it may be because of a illegal substance, because we can all see that he's on something.
Yeah, for sure. Exactly.
By the way, wasn't moon, speaking of the moon, it wasn't May, like I had mentioned this before, she May had a video. I didn't even know she had a channel, or like, she mentioned that she spoke to somebody that wants to be referred to only as Moon, um and I could swear she said something about October. I may be wrong. I have to go back and
She
watch
was,
her.
from what I understood, she was saying that the woman had her encounter with him the same time she did in October, like the same,
Oh, that
within
was
like
the
a week
encounter. Okay.
of each other or something in October.
Yeah, she said it was
Isn't
so
that?
similar. Their stories, or something about their stories, were very similar, and then I think a lot of people in the comments were even telling me, don't talk about it. This is, what are you doing? Or, don't doing it here. Moon is smart not to come on here. She has a lawyer or something like that. I think I like
Yeah,
I said, I
why
need to
is she
watch.
But
making videos of it?
Monty said that he didn't see any other cases against him though, even in
Hmm.
civil.
I
So
don't know. Maybe
if
it's
she
not
is, that
there yet.
hasn't come
Yeah,
full
maybe it's not
circle
in.
yet.
Maybe it's in process. I have to see like what she said again exactly. I don't know, Monty, if you watched May's video, just what she said about the Moon person.
I didn't watch the video yet. I just checked that it was from 4 days ago. I gotta get caught up
Yeah,
with
it's already,
May's
yeah, it
videos.
was like
Yeah.
a few days ago, or
Also,
already.
Monty, I wanted to ask you, if this Moon person is in the United States, does it take time for the Canadian police to get the charges, or whatever they do as far as that?
My understanding is that it took place on Canadian soil between a Canadian and a
Okay.
refugee.
Okay. I didn't know where she was from, or anything. That's why I was asking.
Yeah, no worries. There's a lot of information out there. Hours, like I said, a lot of people, a lot of videos, a lot of live streams. But yeah, my understanding is that Moon was from the Greater Toronto area, and she's allegedly a Canadian. And yeah, it happened in October. So other than that, I have no idea. So I'm just gonna keep checking.
So
I'll
I
be
have
right.
a question. Like, so in the US, we have certain, depending on what state you're in and who the uh judge, there we go, English, and who the judge and lawyers and stuff are, they won't argue, or they won't use your past legal history. Like if, like for my parents, they didn't use like the past history of my mother being aggressive towards my dad in the court case, because it was in the past and it was like a whole nother case in and of itself. Do they do the same thing in Canada? Like, or do they, if you just have history, you have history and they'll use it?
They typically do the same thing, as in, you're not supposed to look at the prior history unless it has some relevance to the current case. So we've seen in very high profile cases where previous things people have done do come up based on the circumstance and if the judge will allow it. So yeah, it's pretty much the same as in the States.
Well, we
Are we
shall
going to get
see what
a
happens.
Yeah, we're gonna get a Monty Foodie collab? No.
See, that's why I was thinking she didn't want to get the restraining order, because she wants to be able to go to the court case, go to the courthouse with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
And if she got a restraining order, she couldn't go. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I
Yeah.
was thinking she wasn't going to do it. And she didn't do it. They said supposedly they couldn't give her one. So whatever.
Well, Monty, you better make space for her to sit next to you in the courthouse.
So is that 2 or 3 seats?
2.
Several. Isn't that what she told me, to take several seats?
Yeah,
Right,
she did.
Several
she
Yeah,
did.
exactly.
She did.
Well, I think that depends on what filter and what phone you're using. If we're using hers, it's 2. If we're using Pete's, it's probably 4.
Right.
Whoa, okay.
Just
We'll see
saying.
what
I'm just
happens
saying.
August 3rd.
It's so
Also,
Just around the
close
speaking
corner.
now.
Yeah,
It
it
is.
is
It's so
pretty
close
close.
now.
Yeah, week and
speak,
a half.
speaking of Pete's, I meant to mention this earlier about the whole testosterone thing. It's that's Pete's does his thing where he talks about things that he gets like a little snippet of information and then he goes with it like he knows what he's talking about. Like my doctors have told me like African American females have they have slightly more testosterone than like their other counterparts, other race counterparts. But from my understanding, because I don't watch Pete's, but from what you guys were saying, it made it seem like he said we had like a lot, like we were basically men or like close to men, but that's not the case. We just have like a little tiny bit more than other races, which makes us more vulnerable to like health issues that our other counterparts wouldn't necessarily have to worry about too much. But yeah, I just thought that was weird that he would say that, seeing as that he doesn't have to deal with that or has done a lot lot of research on it. I
Well,
didn't
I
know he
don't
was a
grow a
doctor.
mustache. I don't grow
Right.
a mustache. I don't grow a beard. I don't have an aardvark. Heard you laughing, hot ass. I don't. I barely even grow underarm hair. I mean, okay.
I
Yeah, like
honestly never heard that. I didn't know that.
yeah, it only affects very few African American women, and it doesn't change our outward appearance per se. It just makes us more susceptible to like fibroids or endometriosis, and makes it more likely, or like it makes us more irregular. But it doesn't really affect us like that. Like we're not gonna wake up one morning, going from Stacy to Tyrone or something like that. Like our
No,
voices
I was
won't,
just
you know.
kidding.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like the way it made it seem, or how you guys said he made it seem, like we just gonna wake up one morning with Adam's apple and a full beard.
Pete's
Oh,
is his best.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about what Pete says.
I
He's
don't.
definitely not a expert on things that I would
Yeah.
trust.
yeah.
I wouldn't
Oh,
worry about it.
and Monty, I hear you got a crush.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh, Monty. Are you single?
It got all
He's
quiet. Who's Monty crushing on?
No, Monty's not crushing on nobody. Someone else got a crush on
Oh, really?
Monty.
Oh,
Well,
really?
yeah. I'm currently dating actually. So
Oh,
yeah,
well, I'm gonna have to let her know.
I guess so. Jericho D says to help with the court adventure, basement out of bounds, right? Exactly. Thank you, Jericho D.
Yeah, you're gonna be taken to the basement, Monty, and get a BJ.
Well, that's what Foodie Beauty says.
Yeah, I know.
Seriously, I don't know how she feels about me today because I never know if Foodie Beauty wants to hump me or dump me. I have
Right?
no idea. Every single day with her, it's like, is she cool with me, or she's gonna tell me off? Is she gonna call me like a nerd, a virgin, and
Well,
whatnot? I have no idea.
it depends on what's going on in her life. If she needs to take out some aggression on someone, she's going to take it out on you.
Yeah. Why me?
Because she likes you.
She has a thing for you, Monty.
Yeah, she likes you. And so when you say things that aren't flattering to her or something, or even one of us on your panel says it, then, you know, she's going to take it out on you because you're going to forget it tomorrow. She already knows. So she can say whatever she wants to you and we'll just keep on moving along. And
Okay.
it's all part of her
To
thing.
give
It's
her, she want to give
something to
Monty
talk about.
that famous BJ she gives.
Yeah, let us know how her skills are. Rate it on
Right.
a 1 to
Oh,
10 for us.
oh boy. Is her leg gonna be on my dash, I guess? You're gonna
Remember,
lift
it's
the
gonna
leg?
be in the basement.
No, yeah, it's going to be in the basement
Oh
bathroom.
yeah.
So,
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
you
let's
better
just
have.
announce that to everybody. So everyone's checking the bathrooms. Because that's what I really want.
You're trying to get
he's gonna
away.
he's
Right.
gonna have to like drive 5 miles down the road to go pee. Like he's not gonna go in a
Yeah.
single bathroom there.
That's it. I'm gonna be on the registry because Foodie Beauty wants to meet me in the courtroom basement bathroom. Does she even I don't even know. I've never been to that courthouse. So I don't even know if it has a basement and bathrooms there, but I guess maybe it does. Maybe Foodie Beauty knows better than I do.
I guess I have no idea.
I don't know. I don't even think she know. She just was saying something.
Yeah, she's saying a lot of things, but we shall see what happens. What are the chances she shows up? I have no idea. She
Yeah, I
could
was
or
just
she couldn't.
yeah, I was just about to say that's if she shows up.
Well, if she
She
does, prepare
No,
for her to sit next to you.
she doesn't have a restraining order. She's gonna show up. She keeps saying it. She's saying she's giving everyone the address. She's gonna make it a spectacle and probably get kicked out or something.
Did the cops come yesterday to her
Supposedly.
house? Because I know
Supposedly.
she had smoked yesterday
Hmm.
before they were supposed to show up, and she tried to cancel, but they wouldn't let her.
That's what she said.
Right. Who
And then
gets
they
high
came,
before the cops come?
right? And then
Right.
supposedly they came and said, "Oh no, we're not going to let you get a restraining order. That's too old."
Mm.
Like, okay,
But
sure.
don't usually the cops come and take a report and they make a decision later on like a judge makes the decision on if a restraining order is granted?
Well, I'm assuming you have to actually ask for the restraining order.
Well, yeah,
I'm just saying. I don't
I
know.
don't know.
I don't know what she's doing. All I know is the
Oh,
way
and
she's going about it is really weird, and yeah. So I don't believe any of it. I don't know. It's all just weird.
I know here in Michigan, you can say you want a restraining order, but the cops can't do anything about it. They just tell you to make a court date, and you have to go in front of the judge
Right.
Yeah.
with evidence, and the
Is it
judge
like that
right then and
there,
there.
Monty?
from it depends on each place. I don't really want to say too much about Quebec. From my understanding is Ontario, you get a temporary one first, and then you go in front of the judge to see whether the judge will rescind the restraining order or extend it. Because then after that you need a credible or a reasonable good reason as to why you needed this restraining order, this protective order. I'm not really sure
Okay.
about Quebec, but I would maybe think it kind of works the same there. But yeah, in any case, you would need to go in front of a judge either immediately or in the next couple days in terms of it. Yeah, exactly, Kenny. You get it immediate protection in Ontario right away, and then you go in front of the judge to see whether or not they're going to extend it or quash it or something else. I have to hire a bodyguard for August 3rd. No, all I need is quinoa. Doesn't she not like quinoa? What else is it? It was, right? Wasn't it quinoa?
Yeah, it was
I need a
quinoa.
quinoa cross. I'll be like Blade and she's a food vampire, but like show my quinoa cross. Oh
A
man.
kale and quinoa
Yeah,
rosary.
eggs, yes. Kale and quinoa, yes.
Oh my goodness.
Dress up like Stephen Harper, that would repel her too. I guess so. I need to bring Stephen Harper back.
That'll be so funny. Oh my gosh.
Oh man, that is hilarious. But we've been on for over 2 hours. I guess we might wrap this up. If anybody has any last words, thoughts, statements, go ahead.
Well, I guess I'll go first.
Yeah,
Thanks
sure.
again. Thanks again, Monty, for allowing me to be on your panel. Thanks for making a space for all of us to, state our opinion on different things and support each other. So thanks again.
You're welcome, Farida. Any closing thoughts, comments?
No, I wanted to honestly say the same thing. Thank you for letting me, get on here, speaking my opinion. I don't know anybody else that really, does that. I love that you let your subscribers and viewers, participate. So I appreciate that.
You're very
Yeah.
welcome. Hot ass.
Thank you, Monty. Thanks for letting me come up, even though I was late.
Yeah, no
And
worries.
thank you, everybody. And just be kind to one another, love one another, and be as positive as humanly possible.
Exactly.
Happy
Have
thoughts.
a good one.
You
Yes,
too.
positivity. Bunny, zombie, anything to add?
I just want to say, like they said, thank you for having this. It's actually a really great experience to be able to talk about things, stuff like that, with people that watch the same thing. And I'm finally glad to actually catch one. I'm so busy sometimes I never get to jump on. And if anybody wants, I can I guess make a video on the BDSM stuff, or just educational stuff, or give you guys links to go find
Sure.
workshops and stuff like that in your areas. I saw someone ask, but I forgot to say it. But I can do that for you guys if you want.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, if you want to make a video, sure, I'll link to it.
Yes, I can do that.
All right. Other than that, I guess that's it. We're wrapping it up. Have a safe weekend, everybody. Take care of yourself, your mental health, your physical health, spiritual health, and I'll see you later. Have a good
Bye,
one.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.